Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm talking about misconceptions that people have about marriage, and especially before people get married. So when people are single, there are things they think and believe about marriage. There are so many, but in this video, I'll just be talking about 5 of them. So just before we go to the first one, if you're new here, my name is Grace, and all I talk about in this channel is things to do with creating a good foundation for your marriage, and especially before you even get married. So if you're interested in such kind of content, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our videos. If you've been here before, thank you for the support. Thank you for all those who have already subscribed. Thank you for the comments. Thank you even for the recommendations on topics. I'm so grateful. And of course, I'll be handling all the topics that have already been recommended. If you have any questions or a topic you'd want me to talk about, just leave it in the comments. And yeah, I believe I'll be tackling all of them. So let's get started. The first point is that people think, which is a misconception, is marriage will solve all your bad habits. So a lot of times people think that marriage will kind of tame someone or automatically make them mature. But if you have any bad habits, marriage will not automatically tackle it. Marriage will not automatically make you perfect. You have to work on these things before you get married. And if you get married with still bad habits, you'll have to intentionally work on them when you're already married. So it's not automatic that marriage will solve bad habits. For example, if someone was already having multiple partners when they were dating, getting married will not make it automatic that this person will be satisfied with one partner, right? If someone was masturbating when they were single, having a spouse will not solve the problem. You find yourself masturbating in marriage. And going on and on, if someone was going out, partying, coming home late or at 1 a.m. or in the morning at 4 a.m., marriage will not make you all of a sudden come home at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. You will have to intentionally work on yourself to make it work, or else you'll find yourself repeating the same bad habits. Let me give you one bad habit I had to just make it. It's not just about sexual desires and all. I had one bad habit, and I had mentioned to my husband then when we were dating that I used to struggle with doing dishes, even when it was just my own one plate, one sufuria, one spoon, one cup. Sometimes I would just put, my house used to look neat, but I would sometimes put the utensils in a bucket. Just lock them down there, and you know, and I thought, because I had people I was living with, I had friends when I was in school, and even when I moved out of school, I had a friend I was living with, and we somehow had this unspoken arrangement. When I cook, she'd do dishes. When she cooks, I'd do dishes. So I thought automatically when I get married, this dishes issue will just automatically be obvious. I'll work it out. But in marriage, I found myself at some point, because I want a neat kitchen, I don't want a sink full of dishes, I found myself taking dishes and putting them in a bucket. And that is when it hit me. Bad habits cannot be solved by marriage. You have to work on yourself. The other thing that a lot of people think is you have only one perfect person for you, a soulmate, as people call them. I don't think that is how it is in real life. There's no one perfect person for you. What happens is we are attracted to a certain type of people. You might find yourself attracted to, the people you end up being attracted to or dating, they have something in common. So you are attracted to that character, you are attracted to that kind of people. So it's not really one person. Otherwise, then if maybe that person dies, or if they marry someone else, then what happens to you? Does it mean then you'll never get married? Of course not. So, and that is what happens. You find people getting married and then they start feeling like my soulmate is out there. And that is what soap operas now show us, you know. A lot of programs, like currently in Kenya, there's one local TV station, the most famous, that has programs that are engineered towards that kind of concept, that there's only one person good for you. So when you get married but you're in love with someone else out there, no, there's no one perfect person. You just get attracted to a certain kind of people, and then from that, then you can choose one person and learn to live with them, and they learn to live with you, right? The other misconception that people have about marriage is a perfect big wedding equals a perfect marriage. So many people take weeks, months to plan a wedding, but they forget to plan for their marriage. Because you think now when people see this very colorful wedding, then you will automatically have a perfect colorful marriage. That is not it. Actually, what I would advise is take more time preparing for marriage, because a wedding is just at most 5 hours. Most weddings last 4 hours or 5 hours, and that's it, unless you have an evening, you know. So a wedding is such a short time, and most weddings, actually, I don't know whether I've heard of any perfect wedding. Even if the event is perfect, you will find at the back there is maybe someone forgot something. Like there's always something that doesn't go right. So there's no actually a very perfect wedding. So I'd advise is, and that's why you find people get married in a very colorful wedding, and 3 months down the line, some people even go to honeymoon, and in the honeymoon they're already having issues. They go back home angry at each other, because a perfect wedding or big wedding doesn't mean you automatically have a perfect marriage. Okay? The other misconception is love is all you need. Being in love, trust me, cannot like sustain a marriage. I even talked about attraction in one of my videos. Basically, what I am trying to say, love is very important, but love alone cannot sustain a marriage. That's a misconception, and that is what a lot of people think. Oh, you guys normally argue because, you know, as we're in love, we'll never have issues. That can't sustain a marriage, and that's why you find older people asking maybe the young man, you're interested in taking my daughter into marriage, you don't have a job, will you eat love? You know, because in marriage you'll need finances. There's a lot of planning that has to be done. There's a lot of discussion, compromise. So love alone is not, it's not all that you need to sustain a marriage and for a marriage to work. Love is important, and that's why you find like arranged marriages, people got into marriage not because they were in love, but because it was arranged. Then they learned to love each other in the marriage, right? So it's not, love is not all you need for things to work. You will need a lot of work for the marriage to work, but it's possible. I'm not scaring you, right? The last misconception is marriage is an achievement. Trust me, a lot of people think that it's a goal, it's a destination. You know, I even realized with myself when I was writing down my life's plan, my desires, I had a plan for until I'm 30. Like, once I get married, well, my dream was I get married at 27, and then I have my first baby, you know, after two years or so. So I didn't have a plan for my life after 30, because I think that was in the back of my mind, when we get married, then I'll figure out my life. But that is not how it should be. You should not just look forward to just getting married and then you don't know what else after that. You have to have a purpose, goals in life that go beyond marriage. Because if all you're waiting for is to get married maybe at 25, and then you don't get married until maybe you're 30, so these 5 years you just at a standstill waiting. You're working but you're not saving. You know, I even had a lady say that she had a good job, a very good job, by the way, a very, very good job, but she did not even furnish her house, waiting to get married, because she believed that she would furnish her house when she gets a husband, so that she doesn't buy, you know, maybe a fridge and then they have to buy another fridge when she gets married, or her husband already has a fridge, you know, all that. But you see, her life was in a standstill until she got married. Thank God she got married, I think when she was 29 or 30. So basically, that person was waiting. But thank God, before she got married, someone advised her and told her to get property. So she got some property for herself. So you don't wait. If you have money, furnish your house. If you can be able to get a property in your name, get a property in your name. You know, advance your studies. Don't wait to get married, then now you start trying to do your master's, your PhD. Then if you can do it when you're single, the better, because when you get married, responsibilities are more. When you have children, responsibilities are more. So don't look at marriage as a goal or a destination. Live your life even as you wait. Marriage is just part of life, and marriage will just bring two people together, blending their lives to work things together. So you'll still have to live your life. You still have to fulfill your purpose. You'll still have to do things as an individual, even when you have a partner. So those are the 5 misconceptions I wanted to talk about. I hope if you had any in your mind, you have started considering to let them go and live a fulfilled life even as you wait for marriage. And if you have any more that I've not mentioned, you can leave them in the comment section. We will appreciate your contribution in this discussion. Thank you for watching to the end, and I hope to see you in the next video. God bless you.